Okay, so Sebastian is here. We can start. Benedek is recording.
Sebastian's on time. Wow.
So are you?
I'm always on time.
I had to reply something. Shall we start with status reports, maybe? Hey, Adrian, apparently you're doing some documentation stuff this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Cool.
Finally, sorry.
Yeah. Do you have any short-term plans about documentation that you want to share? Or my intention is not to put pressure on you. I'm just asking. Feel free to say no. That's fine. Yeah, he went away apparently. Okay, I'm sorry, Adrian. I didn't mean to upset you. What did I say? Okay, sorry about that. Sebastian, you wanna give us some status maybe?
The status. So worked on the media library. What did I do? I released it, which is a big step.
Yeah.
I released it. I fixed some bugs that I knew about. Also took some comments into consideration. Most of them from Sipke, who is the only user right now. I fixed a big bug concerning homepage loss. The one we had talked about a few weeks ago. The issue was that if you didn't give the homepage rights for a user, he could not see the checkbox to set the homepage, which was working. The issue is that if you saved the content item, which was for the homepage, and the editor was not displayed, then the homepage was lost, and you had no more homepages. Oops. So it has been fixed. Yes, it has been fixed. And then Piotr fixed some other bugs related to that with alias things. Because alias was buggy to the alias UI. So if you wanted to fix the issue somehow by setting a home page in the alias UI, you could not, because the alias UI was not working for editing alias. It never worked, so he fixed it. Then I have added a small feature which was already there, but I extended it, which is a capture scope. So right now, if you do using script.foot, you can inject a specific script at the foot or at the head of the page using this syntax @using. And I've extended it so you can do it for anything, for any zone. So you can say now @using capture layout.content and you write something. So you can inject custom razor in specific zones without having to do specific shapes. I could show you. Let me show you, because you don't understand. Sharing. Primary monitor.
It's a little like on the fly, sending a shape into a zone, except that you don't even have to create a shape. You just have some markup that you want to send into a specific zone, right?
Yes. Oh. So feature was already there. It's just nobody knew about that. And actually,
I was trying to do.
So the story is that I wanted this feature recently. Well, I've always wanted this feature. And I was thinking to myself, you have to do it someday. And actually, I had already done it like a few years ago. I didn't remember because I had done it for the script thing but I had forgotten about that. So, but I made it even simpler now. So if I take any view, let's say the body part, just to show you how it works. Core common views from any view, then not this one. Parts body. Okay. From any view. Now, if you do so, you could do that script.foot. I'm using it a lot here, and so this thing, whatever you type here, will be injected in the script footer. Okay, so it will like register a new script, but at the foot zone in the okay. But what I wanted to do, so let's say that you want to inject some custom razor here. So what you will do is a display. What you will do right now is a display dot my custom snippet. Okay, and it will render this shape. So which means you have to create a new file for that. If you want to do custom, so well, no, that's not the point. The point was doing something like that. Layout dot side or aside first dot add, and here you want to inject some HTML inside this specific zone. Okay, so what you will do is a new dot and the shape name. Okay. Now what you can do is this. You can do using capture, and you can. There is the old way of using an action, or the new way is layout dot aside first. Then you can do whatever you want with for each its razor. So, okay, now you can do that, and this render will be injected in layout.aside first. You don't need to create a custom shape now. And the old syntax was and still is capture, and here you need to pass a lambda, which is this thing, layout.aside first dot add HTML. So this was the old syntax,
and that is really esoteric.
And this is the new one.
To say the least. I mean, you look at it, you know what it's doing, but you still don't understand it. I don't. The second one is so much better.
Yeah.
It was there, so this one was here since the beginning. That's what the script.foot is using, and it was exposed. But now it's simpler because this is how you want to do it. And so typically, where you could use it is in the layout.cshtml. That you know that this, for instance, this thing you see here. Well, just an example of usage. So in the layout we have, you see here, header.add.
Yeah, I just understood the first one.
Yeah, so here we will not have to create specific files if we wanted to inject simple HTML inside a zone. Okay.
Well, there is a benefit here in separating those.
Yes, but in case you don't want.
Yeah.
Now we have a choice. So I published it.
Yeah, one thing this and also the script thing you could use is some mechanisms to guard against multiple injections. Because one thing that happens sometimes is that when you have such a script inclusion in a summary shape template, if there are multiple items listed, it will be injected to the layout multiple times. So you could overcome this various ways, but I could see a benefit of having something built in.
Yeah, the same thing as a resource manager, but like a zone manager, only inject it once. So like a named HTML.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, rare cases, I would say, but yeah, I can see the benefit. And then fixes from Piotr. Don't care. Media stuff. Yeah. So if I take now the status of media, Where is media dashboard? Fixing a lot of small bugs that I knew about. Oh, and new stuff too. So here are 2 cats. Okay, I've changed the color to green. It was blue before, then I saw a bug on Sipke's screen, and it was actually better. It was displaying it in green, I don't know why, but I found it better, so I put it in green. It's more consistent with the greenness of our chart. Now the image editor link is injected into this actions zone for this selection part. And so if it is an image, you can still edit the content, and now it's working. So if I say like 2 big cats, save, it comes back to the same page, and I can see caption 2 big cats here. So now it's working. And only for images which are local, the image editor link is displayed. And this one also goes back now to the correct page. So I'll remind this to you. Crop 200, apply, save. It saves the image, goes back to the media, and you can see the new dimensions, 200 by 150. You can create subfolders you could already, but
why isn't the aspect ratio respected on the?
It is. It should. What's this thing? Huh.
It's not here.
No, it was lost. It's new. What happened? Oh, I know that I had to fix it. So, and I can explain you. So here, the background is resize of the original image. But that's a thumbnail, okay? Okay. So let me go back with some other images. This image is 1600 by 1200. Okay. So this one thumbnail is square. So when I resize it as a thumbnail, the method I use is a resize center. So I take the maximum of 200 by 200 and center it, which means technically it should be wider, okay? But to have a perfect square, I'm resizing it by the center here in this screen. And in the case of this image, now it's less than 200, which means it can't have a perfect square of an image, or it will have to upscale it. And in this case here, the bug is that maybe I made a mistake in how I was displaying it in the CSS. In the case of the image being smaller than 200 by 200. But, and you see here, the same thing. Yeah, I should fix it. Yeah, that's a bug. But I can explain why. But yeah, don't care. Okay. So another thing I did, like let's say I go to dogs, I go to import. So this, I updated the UI here, it's cleaner. The details. I will do upsearch and I will import cats. Okay, and I can select cats. I lost it. Import them. Okay, close. Oh, but I imported them in dogs, so I will select them. And if I drag and drop, you see I can see 4 items. Oh, what happened? It should be above everything. I can go to cats, drop it. And now if I do cats, they are in cats. So I can move items now. I don't know why it's going behind that. It was working. Okay, I have to check that. It's also responsive. So if you have a small screen, it will show smaller thumbnails.
Oh.
And if you have the big screen, you can also see the metadata on it. And there's a bug here with the sizing. I fixed some UI stuff and I added some more bugs because of the border. That's sad. The delete is working. So this thing, I want to delete it. Yes. It's also deleting the media files if there is one, a local one, and I can do it on multiple items. Okay. You can delete a folder, but you could already do that. And I think that's all about it. Yeah. Yeah, that's it for the changes and some small bug fixes. Yeah.
What about having a folder in the media folder that's hidden from the user, even with the media storage? So modules can use that to store arbitrary stuff there, just as it
like
is with
technical folders.
Yeah.
Why not? I started it with the taxonomy, so I have a metadata, but it's not. So, for instance, you see this hierarchy is a folder which is actually, well, this hierarchy is a taxonomy, media location, and this is a technical taxonomy, so it should not be displayed here, or maybe grayed somehow, because you should not edit those. You should use the media page. So maybe we could do it also with folders here. But how would you? So.
Yeah, basically, I would change the recipe journals folder to something more generic, and store everything that shouldn't be showed to the user, even when using the lower level media storage feature here. So store every quasi hidden file there.
So right now, if you store a file, a media file, it won't be shown. We agree?
Yeah, I'm talking about arbitrary files in the media folder that are not necessarily considerable as media, like the output caches of the combinator module. So there is already a folder in the media folder that's hidden from the user. It's the recipe journals folder.
Okay.
It's something wired into the media service. So I would have exactly like this, but not called recipe journals. So it's accessible for other modules to store.
And not in the media folder.
No, the media is good because it's accessible. It's shared even. So I think that's good. Yeah. So pretty much the same as it is with recipe journals. Yeah, Piotr, I use iStorage provider. The problem is that if you store from your module some files with iStorage provider that shouldn't be modified by the user, but should be in the media folder for some reason, then you can't store them in a way that's not destroyable by the user from the admin UI. That just killed the party.
Yeah. Later we have to think about that.
Zoltán, really? But So media. So this module actually displays everything that is in there in a media folder.
Nope.
That's media storage.
Yeah. What Zoltán means is this thing. So disable this thing. You don't need it anymore.
No.
Well, this is a
what if you need
workaround.
it?
This is a workaround, but you don't need it. Or is there a
Or maybe there should be a separate permission for this feature, because this feature is also quite usable when you want to when you don't have direct access to the server for some reason, and you want to do something with the files. So maybe it should be more low level permission.
Yeah, but we can change the storage provider to have private containers right now.
Yeah. So
That would be
basically
good.
the only thing I say is rename the recipe journals folders or something else. Like
Make it more generic, okay.
Yeah.
Not called recipe folders, but yeah. Something folders, something files, or yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but well, actually the recipe folder should not be there, and the recipe journal should not use the media. It was just easier when it was done. Yeah, I don't know if we need another service or if this service has to be adapted, or if we need another custom case for recipe journal, or change the custom case to another one. Yeah, later. Like this one, you see, transform, resize. This is a local. This is exactly what you are using. What you are demonstrating is a folder with stuff that users should not touch. It's technical folder. But why would people touch it? If you disable the media storage, they won't see it. It's just there.
But maybe we could have some setting that we could choose which folders are visible.
We don't have this. No, we can't do that today.
Question: if you want to hide media storage, how would you do it today?
You don't. Oh,
you can't hide it right now.
Sorry. To hide media storage.
Yes.
You disable the feature.
It's a feature. Okay.
Should we have a convention for folders?
It could be a convention actually, yeah, because the issue was about saving the state of showable or not showable. Maybe it could start with an underscore, and if it starts with an underscore, then don't show it in the UI. But this thing should disappear. Media. The media picker. I'm not sure if disabling the media is a solution. Let's see.
Disable the media processing as well.
And media picker.
Media processing
and media picker.
And media library.
Yeah. Oops.
I will see. Maybe I can make it a separate feature, and maybe it's a separate feature, and those dependencies are not necessary. I see. Okay. But the goal is for 1.7 by default. This storage should not be there by default. It won't be shown. And there will be, but we can still do what you suggest, Zoltán, because there will be in the media import a way to browse the media storage. So you can import media items based on the current media storage. So everything has been disabled. Boom. Done. So I need to make a separate feature with this thing. Yeah. Okay.
So maybe we should rename it to not, confuse people with media. So like file manager or something.
There won't be confusion because it won't be there. Previous users, they don't want confusion. They want it because they are previous users. They were using that, and maybe they still want to use that because they can't use the media library right now. So that's why I also called it media library. So there is no confusion. It's the media library now. It's a library of media items.
Would upgrading be affected by that?
Sorry?
Would upgrading from existing sites be affected by that?
It should affect nothing because the media file system manager will still be here if you upgrade. So we'll still be able to use the media files like today. Your applications and modules will still work, but the media library will be there on top. So there will be also the media library if you want to use it. So there will be no issue with migrations. If you want to migrate everything to media library, what you have to do is create a content item for each of your media files. And this will be done by, I show you media enable. So let's re-enable everything. slow. So if I go to media, so the idea is that if you are upgrading from a previous version of our chart, you create a folder and you create folders, and here when you import, there will be media files or media storage here. And when you click on this, you will have the same UI as in the current media storage. So you can import those files as content items in the media library. Optionally, someone could make a recipe executing a command which will populate your media library based on the current content of your media files. Just it's very simple. That's 5 lines of code, recursive call to a folder to import a file, and the file import is a method in the service which is already existing. So maybe a recipe for that, so people can do it in one click and have all their media files as in the media library. But it's just part of the story, because if you are using the media files, it's maybe because you have a media picker, a media file picker, or a media gallery picker, and now you need to use a media library pickers. So that's just part of the process. Or maybe we could also have it in the upgrade to 1.7, a way to migrate all media picker to media library pickers, do everything.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. If you upgrade your media to content items, then you also want to use the media library picker.
It's dangerous because your templates will have to change too. So
yeah, so maybe that's not the best move, because that will break themes. But still, it would be nice to have a feature to upgrade media files to media content items.
Yeah, so
as part of
we can do that, and if people want to also update their templates, they will. It should not be so hard.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. That's it for status.
I guess I could do a quick demo of what I've done around inline editing. Is Bertrand still here?
Please do.
Oh, okay. Right, so alright, I'll demo what I've got around this. Tell me when you guys can see my screen. Can you guys see it yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Subco, you've got the slowest internet connection of anyone, and you can see it first.
Or if Benedict
we're close.
Benedict, can you see it?
Still loading.
Still loading, okay.
I see it.
Yeah. Can you see it yet?
Nope. I had to reconnect.
Benedict, you are useless. Wow, we're inviting you.
Yeah. Okay, bye-bye.
So
It's
next
loading.
week, Sipke is recording next week.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so it's
Yeah.
loaded, yeah?
Yeah, I get it.
Alright, cool.
Thanks.
Okay, cool. So, a quick overview where I am with inline editing and some of the issues I'm having. Okay, so inline editing. So you can now do just a quick bug shit. Refresh that. Let me try that again. Fail. So okay, I got a JavaScript issue, but the idea is that you can obviously you can edit your content, and you can see that's being inline edited. Same with that. Obviously, there's a bug with that one.
You should show a separate tab with the content item in the admin to see F5 and it's on the database.
I can refresh. You
No.
can see it.
Yeah.
Sorry, what do you mean?
If you open the admin with the content item
Yep.
in edit mode and a separate tab, you do F5 and you can show that, hey, it's there. It's in the database. That view. I don't care about you. Edit.
Yeah, I'm going to the edit.
sorry.
Hold on. So
Second
that
one.
one, I guess. Okay, cool. So let's just edit this one. Hold on. That's the thread. Let me just edit. Let me go to the post. Okay, cool. Some C. So let's just go back to this. Cool. So save that. Hi there, people. Let's just go back into here. So hi there, people. Cool. So that's being edited, right? So that's going through the orchard parts stuff. I'll do a quick show of that. Actually, first, let me just show you. Some people said they wanted to be able to toggle when something goes on or off. So if I just show you, so in post, you've got an option to allow to be edited in line. So if I go back into here now, so you can't edit that in line now. You can still edit the title part because that's on the thread and that's inline editable. I've got a couple issues around this. But the one issue that I actually have got, which I wanted to ask people about, is, so say you've got a part, like a post, for example, and the post has got lots of display objects. So a good example would be this one. Let me just refresh post. Let me put post back on, and I'll show you what the error is. This. Okay, so on here I've got two display objects that post is being put, that is pushing out. It's got this manage part and it's got a the body part for it. I've got my own body part inside of the post, right? Now I can inline edit this, but I shouldn't be able to inline edit this shape. The problem is that when I say just inline edit this part, it's pushing out a whole bunch of shapes, and because I'm saying, oh yeah, because you can inline edit this part, you can technically inline edit any of the shapes, and this goes really skewy. Damn. Oh, stupid JavaScript. Right, this is a terrible demo. Just my PC.
Oh, Nick, by the way, in those acceptance tests that you showed last time, were you using the embedded Cassini server or just the normal IIS?
I was using IIS, so I guess I could try local IIS. Oh, that's...
Cool, thanks.
I don't know what's going on with my PC. I only had this issue about 20 minutes ago before this meeting. Just hangs. Sorry about this, guys. I guess I'm going to have to cut this because it's just not doing anything. Yeah, I'll have to cut this. But let me just ask. Let me just show you what I mean. So I've got a display here, and at the moment I push out a whole bunch of stuff that could be displayed on any of the screens. So you've got like a parts post manage, which you were seeing, and you also got a parts threads post body. Now, when I hit edit on the parts post manage, that comes into my Orchard. Let me show you. That comes into my part controller, and finds that part, and then basically gets the shape, builds up that shape for that part, just that, builds up that shape just for that part, which is the post part. Now, the problem is that when I'm building up the editor, I'm building up this editor, because I've said, alright, get me the editor for this part. But this part has lots of different shapes on it. So do you know of a way of just saying, basically to say that this editor here is related to, I don't know, this one? Do you understand what I mean? Hello?
No.
Okay. So if I go into here, okay, so it seems to have loaded again. Let me hit it. Let me go onto here. Right. Oh, just sign in. Right. So I've hit edit on this shape. Yes. And that shape is this one. Parts post manage. Now the problem is that I rendered this out. I only know of the part. I only said, oh yeah, this editor is for this part. And obviously I hit edit, and it goes and gets the editor for that part, which is all of this. Obviously there's only one thing in here, but do you understand what I'm saying?
Kind of, but what exactly is the issue here?
The issue is that I hit edit on this shape, and it's not the shape that I need to be able to tie this shape to an editor and this shape to an editor, and the two shapes both live on the same part.
Mm-hmm. Because that's what you're doing. You're rendering the editor shape of the part.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so I don't think there's an existing way around that.
No, okay, so that's what I wanted. That's what I was asking. I just wondered if you knew. That was all. And that's the issue I'm having at the moment. Is that
so? How do you know which editor to get when you click the button?
So can you see the URL down the bottom left-hand side? I'm sending through the post part, the name post part. Ignore the fact that I've got the shape on there.
So you know what part it's on?
I know what I know what part it's on. Yes. Same goes for this one.
So
can you see it's both for the same part?
What do you use the shape for then?
No, I said ignore the shape part at the end.
Not being used.
It's not being used.
Right, but can't you just generate the button for the first shape that you see coming from that part instead of adding a button for each?
What you mean around the entire shape? So it would be around the entire part.
No, it doesn't matter which shape it's around. I think what matters is that you have only one button per part.
No, you don't. What matters is that in a display there is not the notion of a part. There is just the notion of a shape.
I understand, so he does have the part.
No, but it's wrong, and I already told him the answer, and I thought it already was implemented like that, you can't rely on parts done. You should not display anything related to part. Just work with shapes. If a part is displaying 3 different shapes in 3 different zones, you have 3 different buttons because there are 3 different editors. Shape.
Yeah. But then how do you go from the display shape to the editor shape?
Because the feature is implemented has to be per shape. So it needs a feature which will say, oh, I can see there is a body part, a parts body display shape. So I need to generate an editor for this one. Oh, I can see there is it is displaying tags. So I need to render the tag shape, So I need to render an editor for this tag shape. So done.
How does it obtain the editor shape?
So there are 2 issues here. It can be done automatically when this shape explicitly is rendered because you can intercept it and wrap it with what you want. Like that's how the shape designer is doing. Every time a shape is displayed, we know everything about the shape. We can wrap it with whatever you want, so the button and everything. Second issue is you overwrite the full content types template, so there is no more shapes. You're just rendering a razor view. So it doesn't know about shapes. And here you need to provide a way to the developer to mark the beginning and the end, or to wrap the title, the body and everything, so that it can also substitute the text with the editor of a well-known shape. So you say here, oh, it's like I'm rendering the body part shape, but I'm doing a at title, at body.text. But when you render it, also render the wrapper so I can edit it using the well-known editor for this thing.
So for every part that needs to be editable inline, you will need to add some.
And I will rephrase you. For every shape that needs to be editable inline.
Yeah. You need to add some information on the shape.
Yes.
About how to construct the editor and how to get the value back into the render.
Yes, or just say, I am writing a shape named foo. Give me the editor if there is someone, if there is one. And those features, those inline editing features, have to know for which shapes they are made.
So, okay, I actually misunderstood you when you were telling me about this. That's why I didn't do it.
Should it be a convention or should it be?
That was going to be my next question. So if I had a shape of post body part,
it can be a convention. It can't. How do you know what data to give the editor shape?
Yeah, that's why for each shape that the features know about, you need a custom editor.
So like that. That's going to be okay.
That kind of sucks.
That's what I was trying to avoid, right?
Seems like you can't avoid it.
I've been trying to. Yeah, and I guess I can't. Okay.
Nick, one small question related to the name that you have given to the post. Isn't that a bit too generic? You know, this is a thread post. It's a post. Maybe it seems to me it's a bit broad. For example, if I were to create a module which also involves posts, then it would, conflict.
Yeah, I have been thinking about changing it to forum post.
Yeah. I think it would be good because we also have blog posts, and this is post. I think it would be better if it's like forum post or thread post or forum thread post.
Yeah, I can change that.
Just a suggestion. Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry it sucked, but that was my inline editing stuff.
Thanks. Does anybody else have demos or status to give? Maybe Harvest?
Well, some status or some news probably.
Yeah, announcements.
I've contacted the Glimpse guys, namely Anthony there and Nick, and asked them about what's the regard about Orchard and Glimpse, because I've seen a discussion in the forums regarding integrating Glimpse with Orchard, but that was an old one. So nobody replied lately. Long story short, Nick created some proof of concept of Glimpse that can be run without a modification of a web config from just an MVC area. So the idea was that should run as an Orchard module more or less as well. Now I turned that into an Orchard module. It's not working because it still needs an HTTP module. But yeah, that's registered not from a web config, but so there is some assembly attribute that you can use to register HTTP modules, but it's
application start.
Yeah, that's it. But it's still not working. So my question would be, or rather, I would propose to start a discussion of opening up some extension points in the very beginning of the Orchard application.
You can.
Or yeah, I showed that because there's the issue with inversion of control container not built and stuff like that. Or a more specific question is how to integrate Glimpse with Orchard, because I think it's not just my idea to use Glimpse with Orchard.
Isn't there a extension point already that starts at like iShell events? I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's not early enough. So for Glimpse, it is needed that you can hook into the events of the web application. So begin request, end request, and stuff like that.
So now it will be in 1.7. There is a new object called iWork context events. So whenever the work context is created, so you have two events. One fires at the beginning, and the other one fires at the end of it. So it's for it was supposed to work in cases like this.
Yeah, I've seen that, but is that early enough instantiated to be able to hook into the application events?
The question should be how early it should actually be fired, because this event gets fired in the next line after you create work context. So it's per request, of course. So it can be any earlier.
It's okay. That you're too busy with the move. And
Ilan, mute yourself. Ilan.
No, I'm muting him. It's okay.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, I will try that. Probably it's not early enough.
You probably want to be aware of tenants as well. You don't want to.
Yeah, that's also an issue. Yeah, exactly. I first wanted to get that working anyhow, and then probably think about how that module can be disabled or not shown the output for, or not used, or deactivated somehow for tenants not having that feature enabled. But I didn't get that far.
Yeah, so what I see is that it works in similar way to the mini profiler, and the approach we could now use with the iWork context events works for mini profiler, so it should work for Glimpse as well. It's very early. So it's you won't be able to profile, for example, or I don't know how Glimpse works at all, but you won't be able to see what happens before. So when the work context is created, but I think it's not the most important part to profile.
Yeah,
it's sub-millisecond timing on that thing, so it's nothing to see there.
Are you really sure that iOrchard shell events is not early enough?
Orchard shell events fire only when the shell is reactivated. So there is an activated method, and I don't know if something else is there, but it's only fired once per shell whenever shell is restarted, not per request.
Oh,
So
okay. I thought it needed to be just once. Okay,
No.
fine. My bad.
Yeah,
that's why he added those iWork context events. It's the same thing as iShell events, but per request.
All right, I'll try that then.
Cool.
Okay. No, that would definitely be super cool to have. We've been talking about it for years, literally. So. Anything else? Status, announcements. I had a question that I wanted to ask people to get their feelings on it. Hanselman had a blog post yesterday about spamming, and it made me blog spamming, comment spamming, and it made me think about something that. You may remember that we had a debate in the early days of Orchard about supporting pingbacks, and the reasoning there was, no, we shouldn't support pingback because nowadays it's almost exclusively used by spammers, so we shouldn't even bother to implement it. But we do still have another feature in comments that is almost exclusively used by spammers, which is the URL field in the comment form. And I wanted to have the opinions of people about actually removing that, removing the URL from comments entirely.
I kind of like it.
Why?
I like to be able to see, be able to go to the site of the person who comments on it.
Well, that's actually not information about the comment, it's information about the person making the comment. And if they want to provide a URL that is relevant to their comment, then they can include it in the comment body. I really don't see the relevance of it, actually. I see what you mean, but yeah, not that useful. But it is very useful to spammers.
That is true, and it's part of the author. It should be part of author, but sometimes you can post a comment, but you don't have to have an account on that site. And then it's useful to be able to paste in your website URL, but on the other hand, I rarely use that.
Yeah, let's remove comments because it's only used by spammers.
Exactly, yeah. In practice.
Disabling anonymous comments is another way to fight spam. But what I was going to say is that because that URL can only be relevant about a user and not about the comment, if you are an authenticated user, then there might be a URL attached to your profile. But there is no reason why you would enter a different URL for each comment.
Yeah, but if you prevent a URLs to be entered in the URL field, then prevent URLs to be entered in the comments field too. So why is it useless? Because spammers will use the comment to push their URLs.
No, they won't, because they are bots. They do sometimes put URLs in the body of the comment, but there are other ways to filter that. But a lot of spam comments actually are pretty innocuous. There is no reference to CLIs or anything like that in the body. The comment actually almost reads like something relevant, and sometimes it's even written by an actual human being who tries to do something that sounds like a genuine comment, but the URL is the spammy part. So even if you don't have spam protection and you let that comment go in, if you leave the URL on, then you've published spam. But if you don't, you only have something harmless that is just not very interesting, but that doesn't benefit the spammer. It's an idea that I'm proposing to see how people feel about it. But maybe an option to actually remove that, and prevent the controller from taking it into account. I would disable that without a second thought.
Make it an option in the command settings and submit a patch.
Okay.
And by default it's true, so it's okay.
Okay.
In the settings and globally for the website, not for each command thread.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks. Triage then. 48.
Yeah. So, validation message not being displayed for date time and numeric fields. Yes. So I think I will close it because it's about providing in-place message error messages instead of global ones. You know, we have the messages zones and we display notifications, and we could also display local validation summary for validation message for each of the fields, but we haven't done that for any field, so I don't. Or maybe later, but okay. But it's not really an issue, but later.
Sebastian?
Yes.
Oh, and I thought your computer had frozen.
Can't you see my changes?
I can now. It was your screen had frozen.
Okay. Well, it's still hot. Archives count issue. This should have been fixed. Oh. When I... Okay. I will try to repro because I know that everything has changed. Has changed here. But if there is a repro and I can repro, then there is an issue. Okay. What is the difference?
It's missing a T at the end. Content item, yeah. At the last line in the first snippet.
Oh, okay, so it's not available. Okay.
Yeah.
That's legitimate.
Mapping expects the property to
What new events? What new events?
I don't know. Piotr, what new events?
Okay, so there will be.
Okay, I will check because Otherwise, we'll get the answer in 15 minutes.
No, there will be new events.
Oh, abuse.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Oh, there will be. Okay.
There will be new events.
I thought you had.
for
Okay.
plugging to mappings. Yeah. But I'm still finishing them and need to send to Sebastian for review.
Yeah, in French we say demain on rase gratis.
I don't even know that.
You don't know that one?
No.
Tomorrow free shaving. Right. It's always tomorrow. It's the barber shop, it says tomorrow we shave for free.
Okay, so.
Which ones were we missing? What did it, oh, okay. jQuery mouse. Depends on widget. Is your screen freezing up, Sebastian?
Yeah, I lost this screen. No one is sharing right now.
We may have lost him.
Yeah.
He was a good guy and a good developer.
He was just a little bit whingy, that's all. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he disappeared on Skype too.
No, he was offline on Skype already.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He's just hiding.
Yeah. Maybe his boss caught him in the buff.
Ilan, do you have any updates on Harvest while we were waiting for Sebastian to come back?
I think Sebastian just went to go look at the space.
At the what?
At the space, where the event space.
Oh. I thought you meant at space in general.
Maybe he went to space. He wanted to be like Elon Musk and created a Space Y project.
Contemplating the immensity of the universe.
So we got quite a lot of. We got up. Is it 30 people now registered along?
No, it's about 40.
40. Okay, well that's pretty good. Sipka, I haven't registered yet for a mission to Mars, but I will do.
Okay, great. That's great. It's a one-way.
We can go together.
Yeah, there is no return ticket.
There's no return ticket. That's true. And it's organized by some Dutch guy. Yeah, we should go, definitely.
Wait, how many people are allowed to go?
I'm sorry?
How many people are allowed to go?
4. 4 people.
So we just need 2 birds.
Can you imagine if you don't like them?
There's no one to, check what you do with them once you're up there. Oh no, we will be bringing cameras as well. It will make for a nice Big Brother show.
Yeah, you can play bridge, I suppose. forever.
Yeah. It's not there. Better bring a big Kindle.
There could be internet, but the lag.
What? Oh, once Benedict has stopped recording. Oh, how come Elon?
There he is.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
So why did I miss?
Going to Mars.
What?
Someone signed you up for a one-way ticket to Mars. So, Bertrand, are you reading the chat on the?
Yeah, what about it?
What Elon's mentioning?
I have no idea what he's referring to.
Is this meeting over or not?
No.
Are we still doing something?
I'm working.
Yeah. Is it over?
No.
Okay.
Still triaging.
You know what? I can really guess who filed the bug just by looking at the titles.
Why?
Yes, I know.
Close.
Christian, I can spot in a millisecond.
No, we don't bother.
Who is this guy?
Activating filters are very dangerous because totally hidden in the mass of orchard code that could reside anywhere, eventually in the module you had. Now very difficult to find. So what happens? You get an exception? Does something
I don't
not
know.
happen if you do that?
I don't know, but we can't handle that.
Well, you could.
No, I don't want to handle that.
Okay, you don't want to. Would it be expensive?
It will take me less time to go over every computer which uses that than fixing the bug in the first place. So, fixing the bug. No, that's not a bug. That's
you could have put a very low priority and postpone it. If somebody wants to do it, I mean, why not?
No, I don't want it.
Okay.
Side effects.
Yeah.
You never know. It works today, so.
Zoltán. That's right.
Yes,
you
because
write
it's
modules in PHP.
Yes, because.
Why is that?
Because it's not using a driver. Done. So. Sorry, it's not working like that.
Blog post isn't using a driver.
No.
It's a list, blog post list. It's not generated by a driver.
It's generated by the controller. And
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We need to rethink that. But I know the blog's modules are quite old, right?
we need to
But
rethink that. Yeah.
The name of the shape is kind of strange then, right?
And
No, the name of the shape's fine.
No, why?
No. Well,
I open it for later because I think we did some changes like that for taxonomy. I think I did that, and comments too has something like that now. So maybe.
And forums as well. Forums has got something like that. So I need to change that.
I mean, when I say something like that, as the fix, we have refactored comments to do that. We have refactored taxonomy to do that. So.
Yeah, so I need to just. Okay.
Should not support attribute at foot.
He's right about that.
Sorry.
Your stream froze for me.
That's kind of a lazy answer.
Okay.
Yeah, because maybe the add food method should not be in the base class, but
No.
I think there's a style sheet
there is
derived class.
it's the resource manager. It's the resource manager.
Oh, okay.
Resource manager.
It doesn't care what it is.
It says add food at top, resource food, and there is a string defining what kind of resource it is, style sheet or whatever.
That's right. Yes.
So that's how it works.
You could come up with your own for links and stuff.
And if in my template I inject a style in the footer, who will prevent it? Visual Studio, the browser. That's okay.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
You know it. You don't do it. If you try to
Mm-hmm.
If someday you try to put a style at the footer and it doesn't make sense, open an HTML book.
Yeah.
We can validate. We can. No, it's. That's not the point of Orchard trying to fix people.
Yeah.
Afterwards, select generation, missing symbol. Okay. I think it should be, I don't know, in the title, maybe. I will see.
Thanks for listening.
Why not later? Yes, and I agree because it was also decided in the 2 years ago for Orchard 2.0 to remove it too, because it doesn't make sense. But later, because if we do that, it might break some users. And it's not really necessary to break users in this case. Unused class, iNavigation Builder. Seriously?
Wow, how did they find that?
I can't find any iNavigation Builder. I can find any iNavigation Builder, so...
I can't find it either.
Okay, close.
Maybe someone updated some old version and
You know, I've done
just
so,
left
yeah.
over.
Closed. Yeah, that's why I mentioned Wonder.txt.
Yeah, I think there used to be one.
Well, I completely agree with this one. Content definition missing. jQuery for content definition. Ooh, I'm lost. Or maybe Sipke broke everything.
Possibly. I'll have a look.
Okay, I open it for you. FMS Skywalker.
Mhm.
Widget exception, no theme selected.
I think I've seen this one as well with the core recipe.
Yeah, yeah.
You can actually have no theme.
Yes, if you choose the core recipe, you don't have a theme.
Interesting. Okay.
That's about the only thing that makes it relevant.
So, to use a premaker ordering as
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I was just curious why this happens.
So is my answer the answer? That an Hibernate is adding that by itself?
Yeah, it could be just close it. It's not important at all.
Ooh, that's bad. That's a clayless issue. It should be working.
That used to work.
What?
That used to work.
Clayless. It's a clayless behavior which is badly implemented. But there is a unit test for that, which is weird that it can repro it, because I know there are lots of unit tests for that. Maybe with site settings different. Checkbox binding. Oh yeah, I know there are some bindings. Okay, it's good to remind me of that. When you say so I explained the issue is that there is a kind of automatic model binding with the workflow module, which is that when you provide, because there is a lot of JavaScript things in the workflow module. So when you open an editor for an activity, it will try to bind a local JSON object to the UI and back then to JSON object and submit the JSON to with Ajax. So the binding between JSON and the UI might have some flaws. This is just one here. There must be tens of them. So. Media gallery field. Okay. I agree. We have lots of localization improvements to do. If Bertrand Leroy has added a comment, that should be a bug. It must be a bug.
Yeah, that's.
That sounds like a bug.
Yeah, if my name doesn't appear in the bug description, there is no need to take it seriously, obviously.
Why not, but low priority?
Should we do some cleanup sometime about the people in the contributor list?
I don't want to.
We still have Suha and.
Yeah, but we will never know.
Yeah.
Look, we have you.
Artifact modules equally should feature. Should they?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
Wow.
Later.
Yeah, if you want to go as far as setting up your own ODIC container yourself, then it shouldn't be also your responsibility to bind it with the features.
Or anyone.
And is it an issue, Sebastian, or do you have something legitimate to say about that?
Well, it's an issue for
Good
your
question.
module, I think.
It was working for a while, for a long time.
So fix your module.
No, it's not working with the One.x code. So that works with Windows 6, and it's not working with Windows.
So I have an alternative for tenants.
There is a lot of ways you can have two modules conflicting. I mean, they can conflict on feature name, on content type names. We can't manage that.
The issue here is that there is a single module that has a root provider that's quite simple as well. It's linked there, and it seems that it gets registered twice, and it throws because then this same root will get registered twice.
Okay, it's not a conflict with another module that has the route named the same.
Yeah, but
it's a conflict with itself.
so yeah, the exception says it's already registered, but I debugged it, and the tenants are different. So there are 2 tenants out of the 4 tenants I have that has this module enabled, and so the exception says it's already enabled, but the tenants are different. So I really don't know what's happening there.
That is really weird. If that was a generic issue, we would see it everywhere multi-tenancy is being used.
Oh yeah, that would be a terrible problem.
Yeah. So I think there is something missing here.
It's linked there.
No.
No.
Why not?
Provide a simple repro on a vanilla orchard.
Alright.
Okay.
Without your...
You see these bugs? I like those bugs. Do bugs like that. Simple, there is a fix, boom. jQuery bugs. Give me jQuery bugs, okay? Whoa.
Okay, that's not a bug. Move that to discussions.
Whoa.
I don't... What is it?
She
Okay.
didn't install rules properly, apparently, or something like that.
Problems with stuff not appearing in the app menu as well.
Yeah. Do it. But be back
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, I didn't hear you, Bertrand.
Do it, but be back compatible.
Alright, okay.
Ah. I put it to done. They're married, so. Content.
Yeah, that will work. Thanks.
Is there marriage equality in Hungary?
I don't think so, but luckily that doesn't affect us with an attack.
Yeah, I'm really not convinced about that one. Export is not exactly a backup solution. So. Export.
Seems like he suggested.
No, I asked a question, I had no answer. The question was, what version are you using? On the 1.6 it's broken. It's a known fact. 1.6 is broken with that.
Yeah.
Please check if change number is fixing for you. So I will close and again. So let's stop here. 1.5.
Oh.
15 more to triage. Wow.
Orchard not check password complexity.
Yeah, those one I need to verify the assessments and yeah, next week we should have all the bugs triaged.
Yeah.
And active for 1.7.
951.
227.
How many for future, out of interest? What's the active count for future?
No, you don't want to know.
Go on, I want to see.
700.
Do it.
Yeah, do
No,
it.
I think it's more like 1,000.
Go on.
Oh no, 7.
Oh, I was too off. I was off by 2.
But some of them have to be removed. A lot of them have to be removed.
What about 2.0 and 2.0 MQ? Probably have stuff in there.
MQ, small, alpha, even nothing.
Oh, yeah, we should clean that. We should clean that. SQL C is broken in Azure. We can remove that. Yeah. Yeah, that's small enough that we might want to look at that next week after we are done with the proposed.
Sounds good to me.
Usability. Okay, well, are we done for today?